All right, match review for Scotland versus Italy. We'll go half by half. It is now halftime while recording this, so it's fresh in the mind. With Scotland, absolutely dominating at the start. All right, just dominating with Darge rolling over, scoring a try. I mean, right at the start of the game, there's a few notes I made, and that is Medancello is just a tackling machine. Some of the tackles he made on like Duan van der Merwe, stuff like that, very, very good tackles. I mean, very impressed of him at the moment. He's actually unlucky to get a couple of holding on penalties as well, but that's how Dixon kind of refs the game. Really, really good tries. You can tell the Italians weren't really prepared for the Scottish attack line, so they're obviously attacking not in the middle of the field, but more on the edges with that kind of the block plays, and it's creating a lot of space at this time. And then after about 15 or so minutes, then the Italians kind of started picking it up and started putting pressure on that guy running behind. Also got to look, there was a point there where they did a grubber kick through and Finn Russell kind of left it and it bounced back in and Medancello ended up with the ball and then ended up pretty much would have scored or maybe would have just been stopped short, but they called it out. But they didn't really show any replays on that one. So, I mean, if you did see the replay or if you did rewind it, just let me know below. But from where I looked, there was no evidence to suggest that he was out. But I guess they got that new technology now, so which does show it. Another thing that really I found of the Italians as well, kind of similar to Wales, where they kind of just do one or two or three phases sort of thing, and then they just kick it away like an aimless kick. The Nines kicking has been good, but sometimes they just do an aimless kick, and the Scots, that's what they want because they have a better kicking game and they want to do the counter attack as well with King Horn there at the back. And a very frustrating thing, I think we all agree on this, is it just seems like the number nines are just putting it straight sideways. There's no straight throw anymore. There's no straight put in the scrum. It's literally like rugby league where they just put it straight into the second row's feet and the ball's out in 1 second. I think that is annoying. I actually seen the Italian guy do it and it was straight sideways, and that is frustrating. Even though I'm a back myself, but watching that, it just kind of destroys the purpose of a scrum if it's just, we might as well do rugby league scrums if that's the way that they're going to put the ball in. Because the hookers, what's the point of a hooker if you don't even need a hook anymore? Now, like I said, after about 20 minutes, the Italians started picking up the game plan. They started clawing back with a penalty here, a penalty there. They're really attacking the rucks quite a lot. They are moving off quite slow, but that is what's creating maybe an opportunity. But Dixon is allowing it both ways as well. And with Dixon as well, the frustrating thing about his refereeing is he doesn't call so many things, but he calls on a lot of things as well. A lot of holding on penalties from both teams. There was, you can clearly see it's holding on, but he kind of just lets it go. It's almost like you need 3 seconds of holding on to the ball for him to finally call a penalty, which is fine because he's doing it both ways at the end of the day. Finn Russell is having an off game so far that I've seen. I mean, he's distributed well. He's done those sorts of things, but a few mistakes. A few just trying to flick it behind the back passes, trying to do flick passes to someone on the wing and they're not there. I think he was nearly through for a try. He kind of stepped off his right foot. There was a big gap there and he got smashed in a tackle and he knocked it on 5 meters out from the line. Another time there was I forget his name, the number 12. He ran a perfect hole. He was straight through for the try. I believe this was for the first try. I think it was for the first try for the Darge one. He was straight through, would have been untouched, but Finn Russell pulled it back to the back door and he got tackled, but then Darge kind of just rolled over the try line anyway, but that was a bit of a misread there from him. He was straight through, untouched. Also, Dave Cherry, the hooker for Scotland coming in. A lot of people might not wanted him to start, but came off the back of a maul, done a great offload to White, and he ended up scoring a try. Great little setup there from him. Dixon is also giving Pierre Skuman every single chance in the scrum. Couple times they were 5 meters out and he would lose his bind and he would fall down, and the ref kind of just let it go. But eventually there, right before the halftime, the Italians yet again had a great scrum. They actually, they're outmuscling the Scottish scrum at the moment, which is worrying, very worrying sign for the Scots, because, you're not going to win the competition if you don't have a dominant scrum or a scrum that can hold its own. And the Italian scrum is not, the strongest in the comp. So it's worrying leading, I guess, longer into this competition. It just seems like Skuman is maybe just not being able to hold it. Could be the second rower as well, not getting the right amount of pressure, the tightness in that scrum maybe. That's just kind of what I can see from just watching it live. Great defense from the Italians, very hungry. It's, when they get that outside ball, the Scots, when they break them through the middle a little bit and then go wide, that the space is there. So I think, they need to go back to how they started the game, do the basics first, earn the right to go wide, and then go wide. I mean, that's what we always get taught as kids, is earn the right to be able to go wide. And then there was a massive tackle. I think this is the 35th, 36th minute. Jamie Ritchie trying to do a big straight run up, and he got smoked by Ferrari. Absolutely smoked, and he ended up knocking the ball on. Kind of got injured as well, but he shook it off. Yeah, I think he's not going to do that again. Don't run us straight at the big props, man. After 37 minutes, 102 tackles made by the Italians, with over 10% being dominant tackles, and only 25 tackles made by the Scots. Only a quarter of the tackles. So later on in the game, the Italians are going to get tired. So they're going to really got to hope that their bench is going to bring on a lot. So we'll see in the second half. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. I think the Scots could be up by 20 if they weren't so sloppy. If they just don't try to push things, don't try these dumb passes, just kind of do your basics, go back to your original game plan, and then you'll be able to walk over Italy in the second half with them making all those extra tackles. So we'll do the second part of this video here after the game. All right, final call. So we end up with Hugh Jones getting the player of the match. Scotland winning 31 points to 19 in, I think, a unconvincing win, to be honest. I think, leading 19-9 at halftime and then being 19 all with, about 15, 20 minutes to go. Italy were worrying him. Italy's defense was really worrying the Scots there for a while, but they showed resilience. Darcy Graham did really, really well to set up another try for Hugh Jones. So well done to them. And I think, I wrote a few notes as well about the second half, and, great defense as well by the Scottish, like right at the end there, to actually keep out the Italians. They were camped on their 5 meter line for the last, 5-6 minutes, really. Menoncello, man, what a game. He's the Italian player of the match for me. Won another penalty as well, getting the holding on penalty, which gave them another 3 points. Tommy Allen, great goal kicking, made every single kick. Really, really good kicking, 5 from 5. Yeah, bad intercept pass by Finn Russell, just absolute shocker. He had, I guess the win will kind of mar it, but he had a very underwhelming game, and that you need Finn Russell to have good games if they're going to challenge to actually maybe be able to win the Six Nations. I kept just looking at him because I also played 10 as well, and I just kept looking and thinking kind of, he's trying to do too much. Just take a step back and just pass. You got Hugh Jones, you got Kinghorn, all those players out there. Let them do the work. You just kind of feed them. And that's what he started doing. And that's when you started seeing the breaks down the ends and the tries as well. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful try. That one there by Darcy Graham. From their own half, he finds a gap, breaks it through, links up with Hugh, and Hugh scores a try. Dixon, yeah, misses a clear penalty 5 meters from the line when the Italian player, the hooker, goes for number one, goes for the ball. And he misses it, then he goes for it again, and he's not supporting his own body weight, and he just lets him steal it. So I think that was a momentum shift, but luckily it didn't matter for the Scots. And then you also got a Yeah, that try was just really, really good try. Yeah, Dixon made me worried there at the end too, because it was a knock on by the Italians, and then the Scottish player who picked it up was holding on, and then he blew a penalty like he was blowing it for the Italians, and then he goes, "Oh, no, I didn't forget about the knock on," but you can tell he did, because they don't call the penalty. They usually just go, they blow it dead, and they do the, blow it dead and come back for the knock on. So very worrying. But yeah, great defense to finish off for the Scots. Unconvincing. In the end, what did I say? I think them to win by about 18 or something like that. So I was a bit off with that one. The Italians did better than I thought. I think that intercept pass try, just a shocker, to be honest. Like, really, really bad. It was never on. He was holding the ball too long, and you got a rush defense against you. You need to get rid of the ball, or just take the tackle, reset again. But yeah, I think Finn Russell's just kind of too many things in his mind, and he was trying to do too much. But maybe it's just like a bit of rustiness with the team back again. He'll get better as well as the kind of it progresses. So yeah, Hugh Jones, center, player of the match, got a hat-trick. Really, really good game by him. And, if he keeps playing like this, he's going to solidify a spot in that British and Irish Lions squad. And obviously, Menoncello, what a freaking game. What a damn game. He really is proving why he got player of the tournament last year, and he's picked up where he left off. The Italians could have easily come back and won this. When they were 19 all, the momentum was with them. They were believing. They were making big hits. They were, forcing the Scots to actually go back into their shell a bit. But it's just a couple dumb mistakes, like a dumb penalty, like a late tackle, things like that, which just relieved the pressure. Especially, I think it was a number 8 from Italy, just kind of late hit on Finn Russell after he passed it. And the Italians would have had the scrum on the halfway line attacking at 19 all. But instead, Finn Russell puts it down and they end up scoring off of it. So game changes like that just by dumb penalties. And that's the difference between, possibly winning the Six Nations and coming 4th or 5th. It's just a couple big moments in a rugby game. But great game to watch. Like a really, really good game. Great atmosphere. Close game. The comeback, kept the fans, kept everyone in the game. I think the Scottish fans were worried there for a little bit. But yeah, I think at that point when they were 19 all, Scotland looked very bad at that point. But I'll end on that. I mean, if you liked the video, leave a like below. Comment as well. Let me know what you think. What did you predict? Let me know below in the comments. And also hit that subscribe button right below the video, and you'll be able to see my future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.